Welcome and thank you for taking the time to join our live event today. Today I would like to explain about the learning journeys based on job profiles, which we have been introducing in the previous months. And we are continuously enlarging the offer in this area as well. Nevertheless, I would like to start with the front page of the Embedded Academy. So when you're calling embeddedacademy.com, you will see these pictures in the beginning. What we introduced, of course, you have details on this first page as well, but what we introduced is a direct navigation to the most important buttons you will need. It's the e-learning portfolio, packages for your job. We call the learning journeys based on job profiles with this information. And of course, the most important button, get your license here. I would like to start with the e-learning portfolio as an introduction, and then we will go into these packages for the different job profiles as a next step and as the main content of this live event today. Going into the e-learning portfolio, we have this portfolio page, which is providing the information to all e-learning content. What you can do is you can download your product description here. So you have a full description of the offered courses. Oops, wrong year. It's not next year, it's this year. What does the Embedded Academy offer? It's all these icons that you have like a flash of the content, and it's the description of all the learning content in an alphabetic order. So you have first automotive bus systems, automotive cybersecurity. We're starting with a lot of automotive because it's simply the first letter starting with A. So this is all alphabetically. And also on this page with the whole portfolio, you have this alphabetic order with all the automotive stuff, starting with A, then battery and battery systems, bridge circuits, control of electrical machines, cryptography, cyclic redundancy check, then all the electricity and electrical machine stuff, starting with E. So this is fitting together and together, e-mobility, electrical machines, electrified powertrain, electronics and electrical fundamentals, embedded software basics, EV charging, and then information security, introduction to serial bus systems, measurement technology, and so on. So if you know what you're searching for, this is perfect, yeah? We have also provide some additional guidance here with where you can choose your subjects, for example, software, and then you see the software related topics in one page, which makes it easier to navigate around. Yeah? But the question is, in which order should I learn, step by step? What do I need in my job for my certain job profile? And in order to support this, we introduced this additional page with the learning journeys based on job profiles, which you can find here. We call it job profiles here. And then you see here the learning journeys for the different job profiles. And here we did not focus on alphabetical order, but we started with the topics we believe that the majority of people will need. As embedded software developers, it's a cross-domain used in telecommunications, medicals, consumer products, automotive, avionic, and so on. but the core for embedded software developer is more or less the same. And this is the perfect package for onboarding. We are also giving not only the package as an information with a PDF, which is providing the information on which content and which learning order, but we also give a recommendation on the learning time. So for the embedded software developer, the 12 weeks package should be sufficient, and it's possible to do all the content within this period of time. For other packages with more content, we are recommending to take the full year access in order to have a continuous learning going back and plan your full year in stepwise learning towards these different job profiles. But of course, there are also some people who only need part of it, but would like to have a learning order and an orientation nevertheless. So for each of these learning journeys, we defined the PDF, which we'll look at, and the learning time as a recommendation. But of course, you're free to choose whatever learning period you want to have. In the pricing, it says like 12 days is selective learning if you only need like 1 or 2 courses. Intensive learning is for 12 weeks. And to have a full year, it's the continuous learning package. These are all individual licenses. There's also the possibility to purchase a team license for a whole team. In this case, we would deliver license codes which can be used. So going back to this page, currently we have the following job profiles covered. Embedded software developer, based on really the embedded software developer with focused technology, the outside world which you are controlling. Measurement technology engineer using strain gauges. Then we're going into automotive. Maybe a short explanation why we're doing so much automotive. We've been working together with one of the big players, international players, a tier 1, who had the challenge to train the combustion engine people on e-mobility. And together with them, we did a common project. 30 engineers of these big tier 1 experienced engineers contributed to this content. And this was the reason why we had the focus on automotive and especially e-mobility and powertrain for quite a while. We're lucky and happy that we cover these areas that well already. And now we have more time to do the embedded and electronics, electrical, general topics step by step and go deeper into it. So we are growing now more outside of automotive, just for your information. But this is the reason why we are covering these areas that much. So it's automotive basic software developer, automotive application software developer, automotive software developer for electromobility, then software quality engineer. Then we have also in automotive, the roles are often distributed between software and function development. What in other domains the software developers are doing, there are different roles. And the function developers are usually the ones who are more working on control algorithms and the functionality, and then hand it over to the software developers. Yeah? To do with a more know-how on microcontrollers and serial bus systems and so on. So you're splitting up this know-how area. Then automotive project manager we have an electromobility software developer, which is more or less towards infrastructure, and we have a charging station developer. These are the job profiles we described today, but this does not mean that we are going to stop there. we introduced these job profiles, learning journeys for job profiles within the last year, where we started, and we will continue to provide new roles, new descriptions, step by step. And of course, we're happy about feedback, what, for example, you are missing in this description. So now we'll have a look at the documents in detail, starting with the embedded software developer. So you always see like the role here. You see the combination of the courses. You see the picture. The picture we had on the page here, so that you have an orientation. And then we are providing the description on the packages. Usually we split it up, yeah, like here we put it more or less together, but in other areas we are splitting it up in order to have more navigation and structure behind. First, you will always see if it's substructured or if it's everything like here, you will see the same icons of the e-learning themselves and the title, so that you recognize them. Here we can go onto this page. For example, you see here Introduction to Serial Bus Systems or Operating System, Real-Time Operating System, and the same you see here in the pictures. Yeah. So then we have a general description on the embedded software developer, and then the recommended learning journey, meaning we recommend to take this e-learning courses step by step to grow your know-how and to have like an order which makes it more easy to understand the content in itself. So here we would start with fundamentals on embedded software, then continue with serial bus systems. And in serial bus systems, you often have CRC, checksum calculation, which you should understand, that we add then next. Then we have operating system and real-time operating system. And then for safety, we have information security and cryptography, and electronics and electrical fundamentals. And here you see the recommended learning order, step by step, what you should take one after the other. And then we have the description similar to the overall product description, but in this case, we are providing the e-learning content description also in the same order as we would like to ask you to take the e-learning step by step, so that you get the maximum out of your learning process, the optimized learning journey. So this is for embedded software in general. We have another one, which is then called embedded software developer with focused technology. Why did we introduce this? Often you are in the embedded software domain and you control some motor, you have some connection to the outside world. This is like the main task of an embedded system. It's interacting, it's reading some sensor data, and it's handling some actors. And of course, you can only do a very good embedded software if you understand how these parts you are controlling are actually functioning. So this is why we introduce with focused technology. And here we gave a different structure, starting with embedded software topics first, Then the next part is electronics and electrical engineering. This is usually what you really need in controlling things. And then you have some additional technology know-how, for example, battery and battery systems, which are becoming more and more important, also in infrastructure projects and so on. Then we have noise, vibration, and harshness. All kind of vibration, understanding vibration and vibration measurement. And in addition to this, measurement technologies using strain gauges. And there's the block on information security and cybersecurity, which is becoming increasingly important as sensors and all different kind of embedded systems are interconnected in production, in medical devices, in automotive. And you have to make not only sure that your IT system is not attacked, you also need to make sure that your embedded system stays as it is and that nobody is tampering with your embedded system. This is why this is also getting more important. So here we have a structure. And in addition to the structure, then we provide the explanation like we saw for the embedded software development before. So these are the 5 embedded topics in this order explained. In German, I said, okay, some are in German. We are providing all the content in English, and some are also provided it in addition in German. So this is the learning order, starting with the basic serial bus system, CRC operating system, real-time operating system, like we saw before. And then we're going into the technical stuff. So most important thing for embedded is, I believe, to understand electronics and electrical fundamentals, because you have the electronics of your embedded device, and most of the time, often it's serial bus systems, but you have connections with filter on the electronics. So you really need to understand the electronics, which has then also an impact on your timing and the values and so on, and the error margins. For some areas, you also need the power electronics. So not only having these 3.3 or 5 volt or up to 12 volts, but to have higher voltage, to change from AC to DC or DC to DC, DC to AC. So to have this conversion of energy. And power electronics, for example, you need for within the charging station for your AC-DC converter, or in a solar panel device, or you need it for controlling electrical machines. And then understanding electrical machine, control of the electrical machine, and as a specific topic, vector control, we are providing as training in this area. In addition to this, more focused on electronics and electrical engineering, there are other technology topics which we are also recommending, but of course there's the choice. You can skip the things you don't need in your environment. What's becoming more and more important as well is battery and battery systems. You might even have a say in choosing the battery, and there are some reasons to choose for what, to understand this better. So to control a battery, like state of charge, state of health, understanding these things is inside these battery and battery systems. And there's the last chapter is also on battery management systems. Measurement technology using strain gauges is explaining how strain gauges are working and how to use them for vibration measurement. And the last part is noise, vibration, and harshness for vehicles. Yes, it's for vehicles, but the general part is explaining a lot in noise, vibration, and harshness, or noise and vibration, how noise is propagating, for example, and how to understand it, the formulas, and so on. And the vehicle part is the smaller part of this course. But it's a very good example because everybody experienced going in vehicles, either public or in private. So this is this part with technology know-how. And then it's the IT security know-how with information security and cryptography to understand how things are encrypted and decrypted, and also information security as an understanding it's data security and IT security, it's both inside. So this would be on embedded on a general level as well. So we have these, I would say, these two learning journeys are the most important we are offering right now. And then I would like just go back again to the overview. So there is a reason why we put them on top, because these are the most important learning journeys which are covering the most important topic most people will need. Then the next would be measurement technology engineer using strain gauges. It's specific. Yeah, some people need it. It's the electronics and electrical engineering. It's also electrical machines, because there you can have, like if it's not going smooth, some evaluation might be necessary, and then also to judge the results. And then you have a technology know-how with noise, vibration, and harshness, and then really the measurement technology using strain gauges. We made here two parts with the electronics and electrical fundamentals and the bridge circuits as the first part, which are really the basics you need to understand. Electrical machines and control of electrical machines is one use case, but maybe not everybody will need it. Yeah, so we put them a little bit apart. The learning journey is nevertheless these steps, one after the other. And then we have a measurement technology, how to measure, how to understand, and the noise, vibration, and harshness. Again, like, I don't know if I said before, the delivery content of this package is always that you have an access for your user, you have access to all e-learning courses, and for the purchase time period, 12 days, 12 weeks, or 12 months. The recommended learning journey is step-by-step using these: electronics, bridge circuits, electrical machines, control of electrical machines, and then measurement technology using strain gauges and noise, vibration, and harshness. And then the e-learning content in detail, where the courses are described in detail in text. You find it here. Yeah. So we've been through the general topics, and now there's the automotive, lots of automotive. I would say, because we don't want to spend forever, automotive basic software developer is kind of an introduction. The application software developer also with the processes. Where we have a biggest coverage is the automotive software developer electromobility. Why? Because we have all the embedded software topics. We have the specific automotive in embedded. We have automotive processes, and of course everything you need for electronics, electrical engineering as a basis, and then all the specific know-how you need about the electrified powertrain of electromobility. So this is the reason why I would like to look into this, because it's covering quite a lot and is giving you the orientation in this field of automotive plus the orientation for electromobility. Yeah. So you see, they are all quite new. We introduced in or updated in June. So this combination of courses is dedicated and perfect for automotive software developer within electromobility. And here we are starting with this structure, which is important because there are so many courses which are relevant. We have to give you a structure beforehand. It's starting with, we always describe shortly what the role is. This is for all the roles, and then we are going into the know-how. So you have embedded software development topics like we've seen before, also for the embedded software developer. You have electronics, electrical engineering know-how, which you need. We have e-mobility specific know-how. Here it's the foundation in electronics and electrical engineering, and this is really the specific e-mobility know-how which you need. And then we have all the process topics, automotive processes and cybersecurity. So, and this introduction was important because you will now find what in the embedded software developer was just like one block. We now have 4 different chapters which we created to give you a structure. So again, it's the embedded software development like you saw it before with its recommended learning journey. And the next part here is quite a lot. Electronics, electrical engineering, and also battery technology we put into one block, saying this is like the general background you need, the basics to understand the specific applications. So we have electronics and electrical fundamentals. You have power electronics, where you have like more energy involved. Electrical machines, control of electrical machines, vector control, and also battery and battery systems. So it's quite a lot of information. The learning journey, like electronics, you need to understand the power electronics, and I believe to a certain certain level, you also need to understand the power electronics, how the electrical machines can be controlled with power electronics to generate the magnetic field, how it's controlled, and specific on vector control in detail. Then these topics are more really dedicated e-mobility specific. So it's e-mobility, having even starting with some trends and market aspects and the vehicle system, also going into functional safety and energy management. It's like a general view. Then we have EV charging. In EV charging, you have quite a lot of standards, both on the vehicle side and at the other side. Then we have an electrified powertrain, which is giving you the full set on looking at these e-mobility aspects, and then noise, vibration, and harshness. And in this context, unlike the measurement context, it really is a you should focus. It's both in the content, but to say, I want to have a vehicle which is comfortable for the people who are riding this passenger car or truck or whatever, and I need to understand this. And then we have automotive processes and cybersecurity. Important to know there are different versions. So we have version 3.1 and version 4.0. Version 4.0 was released last year in November. Most of our current projects are still using version 3.1 of Automotive Spice. There have been major changes between 3.1 and 4.0, like big ones. Lots of processes disappeared. New processes have been introduced. But for the system and software development, this has almost no effect. Yeah. So the content on the 3.1 version for the engineering and the supporting processes is still very good if you are in development. And of course, we are also recommending to have a look at the version 4.0. We have more processes covered also in both versions. But they are not necessarily that relevant for a developer. But as you have access to everything, you can have a look at the processes nevertheless. So here in this list, in this learning journey, only half of the ASPICE content is highlighted. For information security, it's data security and IT security, which we highly recommend. For example, for charging communication, it's possible that this data transfer is encrypted, and also within the vehicle, cybersecurity aspects are becoming increasingly important. So this is the 4 aspects. Then you have the overview with the recommended learning journey, step by step on what to do one after the other. I would leave it for now. You can have a look at all these documents. As I said before, I'm really happy to receive feedback, what additional learning journeys we should cover, what additional information you would like to have. We are currently in the process of defining the roadmap for next year, so we're really happy to receive feedback on what to do next. Thank you for joining today. I hope it helps you to navigate through our system and you enjoyed it. For the next events, it will be again Embedded Academy What's New, and we'll have also some architecture events again with Protos. So thank you for joining at YouTube on a regular basis. I wish you a very nice remaining day. Thank you and bye-bye.